had my issues throughout life. So we have this quote that I repeat every single day. Episode. My last question is, if you put a billboard anywhere in New York City, what would it say?
Oh, I do. My puppy's in sleeping mode right now. Just a little bit tired.
I listen to the radio. It's better than the stereo. We listen to the radio. It's better than the stereo. I listen to the radio. It's better than the stereo. We listen to the radio. Radio.
And then we're going to try this cake. And this feels so soft.
No, I'm gonna get you one of Yeah, this is a good one. Love it. Pink blood. This is another story.
Watermelon cake.
No. Starting Tuesday. You don't want a watermelon today.
See, that's the other reason.
I
Yeah.
love that.
That's
Yeah.
the other reason.
I bought-
And when you do take it, you don't love it. Lloyd says, not you, it's the wrong one. Come on, though.
We'll replace it. No. Hey. Good to see you. Good.
Yeah, come through. No, you're totally fine. You come here often? Yep.
Hey. This is the French melon. That's a French melon right there. It's grown in Dominican Republic, but it's consistent. They never fail. What's this called? Pavillon. Isn't it? And it's consistent. You can always take it home. It's always green. It's always sweet. It's always good.
What's up, Lug Life family? Zach here. We are shooting episode 12 at Double L Market in Westport, Connecticut. I'm here with Lloyd Allen at his store. So I hope you guys enjoy it. This is my go-to spot for fruits and vegetables, and I'm really excited to show you all how amazing this place is and how great Lloyd is to this community. So this is the famous Harry's Berries.
Famous Harry's Berries. A generation ago, the kids say to the father, let's stop growing basic strawberries for the grocery store. Let's grow organic strawberries for the farmers markets in California. A guy from New York sees them, he eats them, he wants to get them over here, they'll say they never get it. He says, we'll figure it out. They figured out how to pack it properly, get it on a special container, refrigerated, get it on a plane, fly them here, they come into Kennedy, and we get them.
These berries are from California, ladies and gentlemen. Only Lloyd, he's one of three, correct, on the East Coast
Yeah.
to get Harry's Berries, and they are the most insane berries you've ever tasted in your life.
Listen, food is so huge for life. Food is medicine. Food is emotion. Food is style. Food is... What else could it be? I mean, and... Listen, and I'm not poo-pooing everything else, but the downfall of this country is central warehousing. Why do we go to Europe and the food tastes so good over there? Because the farmer can pull up to the back door of a grocery store and drop off his... Look at the radishes. Look at those radishes. Those were on the ground yesterday. They're still alive. Look.
After you try one of Lloyd's berries, you're never going to want to have a grocery store berry again. It's ridiculous.
Listen, I know the kids that develop strawberries for all the companies, and I don't care. And listen, I don't care if you're a Driscoll or a Harry's Berries. The fact that anybody can get a product to market, it's a feat. It's brilliant, and I applaud them all. I know the kids that develop all the berries for Driscoll. They're your age. And we sit around and talk about it. Driscoll's got a bad name because the grocery stores don't want a good berry. They want a berry
That will last for a while.
That'll go through a central warehouse, that will have shelf life and not collapse. So they ask the big companies, can you pick all our berries white? Can you pick all our berries unripe? Can you pick all our berries with the least amount of nutrition that you can so that we can push it through our system and make money on it? Come on. And I want you to come in here. I want anybody to come in here and eat something that tastes good, that makes life fuller, that makes you healthier.
I think one of my favorite things you told me is you could either spend money here or at the doctor's office.
Give me the money or give it to the doctor. Listen to your wife now, or you'll be listening to the doctor later.
I love that.
Really.
One of the really cool things about Double L Market is that Lloyd, he's kind of like the centralized space for a lot of local businesses and farm stands around Connecticut. So you'll see as we walk around, he has different types of places, not necessarily from one specific place.
Listen, I tell anybody, I don't care if you've got a half a dozen duck eggs or 15 dozen eggs. It's all fun. It's all good. You know what I mean? If you just pick a couple of bunches of this, bring it in. I mean, if you pick 20 cases, if we can use it, we'll take it. It's look at this lady. Nancy, she walked up to me 10 years ago, walked up to me on the side of the road, and she said, a friend of mine said, come and talk to you. Can I grow for you? She'd only been growing flowers. She's had her hands in the dirt with flowers. She started growing for me with a plot this big, and she's up to 4 acres.
Wow.
She stays busy, and this is the type of stuff she's growing. I mean, I stop at her house every morning. I'm very lucky to have a relationship with this lady. I mean, this was in the ground until about 6:30 this morning.
Wow.
And I stopped at her house at 7 o'clock. It's still alive. It's still got nutrition.
That's so amazing.
Look at these are flowers in themselves. This is from a guy over in Edge of Greenwich growing that, right? These are some people over in Pennsylvania. These are wild fennel. This is a forager found those.
Wow.
Right? Look, it's just...
And Lloyd, how long have you been here?
I've been 10 years here. Listen, I started in '85. I'd been designing clothes. I'd been making music videos. And I found myself on the side of the road with not knowing what to do. I didn't know what to do. And these cars were going down the road. It was on the other end of town. And I was like, how am I going to stop these cars? And I looked over, and on the side of the creek, there were 4 sheets of plywood, 16 by 16, on the edge of a creek. And I don't know, I had this deja vu, like, I'm going to put up 4 poles and put a little canvas over it, and I'm going to sell fruits and vegetables. I don't know why. I had my brother reintroduce me back to the original buyer of Stu Leonard's.
Oh, wow.
This is '85, and he came and looked at it. He said, this is my roots. And I walked the docks with this guy for 6 years every night in the Hunts Point market. Every night.
Shout out to Hunts Point in the Bronx.
In the Bronx. And he taught me everything he knew. Introduced me to a lot of people who are very passionate about food. It's a passionate business.
Yep.
You can't be in here. If you want to be in this business, you got to be passionate about it. You got to be excited about it. Everybody's excited. And he said to me right up front, you're never going to win the price game. Never. You're going to win the quality game. You're only going to buy quality. And that's all I've done. You know what I mean? I can't apologize for prices. If you're on a budget, I'll try to help you. But like I said,
It's quality over quantity.
it's quality over quantity. And like I said, if you're either going to pay for it here or at the doctor later, you are. And you've got to think that way. Okay, anyway.
And I think one of the amazing parts that we've talked about so much on this podcast is you said you didn't know what you wanted to do, right? And how old were you at that time?
I was, at that time, 32, 33.
So some people that are watching right now have no clue what they want to
Yeah.
do. But don't give up, you know. He said he did fashion. He was in music videos. And then finally he decided to go to something that he was super passionate about. And I think a lot of people, when they don't know what they want to do, they feel like, what am I going to do with my life?
Listen, you can't feel defeated. I welcome, and this is what I want to stress to people, I welcome a crisis every day. I welcome complications every day. I welcome 5 things going wrong every day. Because for everything that goes wrong, I get to figure out the answer and fix the problem. And anybody goes like, the day's all going wrong. No, something doesn't go right every day for everybody. But I welcome those things. I welcome walking in here and something's going wrong. Let's quickly figure out how to fix it. And it's a challenge, and I like it. And it is the challenge. It's a challenge of life. It's the journey. You're not going to get somewhere. You're on the journey. It never stops. It never stops.
And I think not only in entrepreneurship, but what you're saying in just life, right? Things happen that are outside of your control, and your actions will dictate who you are as a person. And I think you could clearly hear through, this is our 12th podcast that we've done.
Yeah.
What makes people successful is people that aren't afraid to make changes. And what I'm hearing is a lot has happened in your life that was outside of your control, and your actions have dictated your success. And if you go online and you look, Lloyd has hundreds, if not thousands, of loyal shoppers, and you don't really hear that. People always go usually to wherever the cheapest, grocery store is. But when you come here and you meet the team, I know everyone here, and I've only been shopping here for a couple months, and what you see is they truly care about your experience, and that's what's making them successful.
Yeah, no, we do care. And I like to meet people. I like engaging with people. I like learning about people. We're all in it. We're all in it. You know what I mean? Whether it's Thanksgiving or 4th of July, or it's Tuesday afternoon at 3, and the sun, the rain's coming down and pounding it. It's just.
So all of the stuff in here, are you personally picking up?
No, I don't. I used to pick it up myself. I don't anymore. I know.
So people drop it off?
I stop at Nancy's house, okay? I stop at Nancy's house, and listen, her husband just passed away. I'm not going to reveal her age, but she's an older woman, and her husband just passed away 4 or 5 days ago.
Wow.
Philosophically, she's in a good place because she knew he wouldn't be having any fun going forward with where he was at. Mm-hmm. And she's accepted that. Yes, she's sad. Yes, she's lonely. But, the farms, she's not going to let the farm go to pot. She's got too much lettuce to pick. She's got too many flowers to pick. And I'm walking through the fields with her, and she's going, and he planted every seed. Yeah, I'm very lucky to have relationships with people like her, and people that, on both sides of it, people that are growing. The Harrisburg's people, I talk with them every day. When's it going? Because it's almost over. Let me know when the last berries are being picked. What's going to be new, and when's it going to start again next year? And what are we going to find when the Harrisburg's gone? It's another problem.
Yep.
I just stopped a blackberry. You know the blackberry?
Of course, yeah.
It stopped 3 days ago, and I've been sampling all these different farms' blackberries to try to find one that won't disappoint you as much.
I love Harry's Berries. Shout out to Harry's Berries. Roger, we'll put the link to their Instagram. They're the best.
Yeah. Hey, Monica. Hey, Gene. Good to meet all of you. I saw him in New York. Last month. It was fun hanging out with them. It really was.
You want to keep walking around because I know it's going to start getting busy, and you could just, shout out the local businesses that you're working with, or people that are supplying this fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, Norwich Meadows Farms. They get a lot of. This is the Hepworth girls, 2 sisters over in New York.
So right now you've got 400 melons in the store, correct?
300. I got
300.
No, listen to this story. So this guy that's growing the melons. Talk about people that are into what they do. 50 years the guy's been growing melons. He does a lot of greens. This year, he lost 90% of his crop. He wrote a letter to all the people that he supplies, and it was heartfelt. It was sad. the wind. Okay, so get this. A bee.
Can you hear him?
Forget you and me. Forget you and me. Let's talk about the bees. A bee has to light on the flower of a honeydew plant 6 times. Not 4, not 5, but 6 times to create a honeydew. The flowers came out. This is in South Texas. The winds, the coastal breeze is coming off of the ocean and is so strong that the bees can't get back to the flowers enough times, and he loses 90% of his crop. These got through. These came in. Somebody gave, my brother's with this company, so he called me up and he said there's a load. They're loading it right now. It's going to hit New York. So the winds were so high that these bees couldn't, and that's just the honeydew. The bees, the complexity of bees in our life, how without them, we wouldn't be talking. Without a bee, we wouldn't be talking. Bees have to go, that's just that. Then there's other fruit that grows, it has to be cross-pollinated. So the bee has to go to 4 different trees, not 3. It's got to go to 4 different trees to make that fruit happen. It's all math, you know what I mean? It's like, It's the universe, it's complex, it's physics, it's all geometry, and it's all chaos. But somehow, it works.
It figures it out.
I mean,
yeah.
Somehow we figure it out. And we're in balance with the bees too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We try to be. Maybe we're not.
Right.
Maybe the bees are wishing, like, I wish those guys would get it together over there because they're causing us problems. Right. You know what I mean?
We're eating everything they make.
Right. Anyway, so there was the load. I actually. The guy that just called me, the load came in. I said, give me 20 boxes. The guy said, take the whole pile. So I took 60 boxes, and I took 40 the next day, and I got, so I got 400 honeydews in here. I'm down to 300. I sold 100.
So you sold 100?
I sold 100 in 2 days, so that's about 90 people. Some people took 2. But
I'll probably take 2.
Those 100 people will come back and get another 100, so I don't have to do that. I figure if I can sell for today and tomorrow, I don't have to work about honeydews anymore.
That's
okay?
insane.
Come in the back, I want to show you guys something.
Let's do it.
Yeah, because, and I want to just say this.
Why don't you go first so we can get you on camera?
You think it's easy to grow a peach, and people think just peaches are on trees. No. Either there's not enough flowers or there's too many flowers. Last year there were too many flowers. They had to get a guy with a bottle brush going around this is hand, no, this is not robots, taking the extra flowers off the tree, because if there's too many flowers, the fruit will be small. Same way with apples. If there's too many flowers, they got to get the flowers off so there's room for an apple to grow to a certain size. But anyway, we don't refrigerate our peaches. We don't have a central warehouse. Our peaches come in and they sit back here. But come and look at this. Come and look at this.
I love the passion coming out of Lloyd talking about fruits and vegetables. Let's go take a look.
Hide the apple.
This is the best salmon you could possibly get. I'll be getting that in a little bit. Hello.
I want them to see. But come in the cavern. I mean, these are all various picks of this is a candy melon. This is another melon. These are donut peaches. These are nectarines. And they're all sitting here aging, because they're picking a little firm, but we like to buy single layers because a volume fill, they're picked too early.
Right.
That way they can bounce against each other. These are picked riper, so they sit one just in a single layer, and that's what we like to get.
And how long would you say it took you to learn, this whole process? Till you became an expert?
I'm learning still every day.
Sure.
I'm learning. Like I didn't know about the bees 2 days ago. I'm still learning every day.
It's amazing.
Look at these. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Somebody handpicked those.
It's amazing.
Somebody, like I said, I don't care if you're a big company or a little company, it's amazing that anything gets to a market anywhere in the world, And another thing I say, we're focused completely on local, but we source the whole world, because you can get radicchio from Italy. They can't grow here. Why not? The plane's flying anyway, okay?
It's amazing.
Carbon footprints are one thing, but the plane is still flying. Let's put some radicchio on it and let it come. Let's put strawberries on them. Let them come here, right? A truck drives to that side of the country, it should come back full.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Oh, this is a guy. Oh. I did the farm stand for 12 years on the side of the road, 85 to 97 on the other end of town.
It was in Weston, correct?
No, it was on
Oh, it was
Kings
in West-
Highway.
Oh, okay.
It was on Kings Highway, the bottom of the hill, where they've got some kids' play furniture now.
Yep.
I built that little building on the side.
Oh, I know exactly what we're
Right,
talking about.
Right. A kid that worked for me when he was 15, I went to 97. I took 6 years off. I wanted to write. I wanted to try to write a musical. I ended up writing a book, but anyway. Well,
We're going to get to this book because it's an amazing story.
Anyway, the kid calls me up. I'm 6 years into writing, and he says, I'm at a company in New York. I'm buying produce. I don't want to be in this big company. Let's go back on the side of the road. So he pulled me back on the side of the road in 08. And we found an old nursery on the side of the road. We cleaned the field. We started growing stuff. And we were back, and it felt so good. This is where I want to stay. But, and I've been 2 years down there, and then now we're here 10 years. All right. Here's another interesting thing. Here's a shout out right here. These guys, Joyce Farms, they're in North Carolina.
Shout out to Joyce Farms.
Joyce Farms in North Carolina. These guys are like preachers for what they do. They're into regenerative farming okay, so to raise an animal for these guys, you have to return your land to what it was like 200 years ago.
Wow.
Okay? Raw, you know what I mean? Like,
Nuts.
and the animals have to be on it. Chilling, okay? They treat a chicken like it was a pheasant. Truly, and you can, it comes in fresh, we freeze it. Everybody that gets this chicken says, best chicken I've ever had. And I really firmly believe that it's because the animals are out there.
Of course.
Truly free, and there's no, like, we're not gonna pretend.
Right.
They're really out there. And then when you go and taste other chicken, after you've tasted this chicken, all the other chicken tastes the same. And I think it's like a sort of a stress thing going. You can taste the stress. in the
Absolutely.
birds.
Yeah, of course.
So
Why
all
not?
these birds taste the same. Why does this one taste different? Because they really are out there running around.
We're going to have to try this chicken. I've never tried the chicken here. I usually go with the salmon, and and last week I got the New York strip, and
That's
it was.
a Joyce Farms.
Oh, really?
meat
Yeah.
too.
The steak is like
Listen,
insane.
We do a good job with the fish because we're not a fish store.
Yep.
We just buy a little bit every day, and it goes away every day.
That's actually what got me here in the first place. Denise,
Yeah.
she, my massage therapist,
right.
she referred me and she said, you got the best salmon around. So look how many honeydew mounts we're talking about.
No, this is nothing.
Geese already sold 100 in a day.
100. That's 5. That's 20 of these boxes gone in 2 days.
God, that's
And
insane.
if I can get 20 more gone, then I'm halfway there, right?
Roger, you gonna carry one back on Metro North, or?
No, they're. Have you felt the weight on these?
They
No,
look heavy.
No.
Oh, they're light?
No, feel it.
Yeah, they look heavy. Yeah.
They're like barbells.
Wow, that's what is it, like? Is it 8 pounds? 6
And
pounds?
that's a little one.
Oh, 7 pounds.
pounds.
Damn it.
7 pounds. Pick up anything else, But you get to know the growers. You get to know who picks them right. I mean, because people go like, how do you pick a honeydew? Well, first of all, I know the guy that's growing the honeydews. Listen, everybody that we bring in from, we usually go visit them. I haven't been able to get to Harrisburg's yet, but I'm going to go this year. Okay, I'm invited. They want to walk the fields with me. But all the Pennsylvania guys, the New York guys, everything here, we've been to their place.
So you know they're the real deal.
We know that they're doing the right thing. We know that they're not fooling around. Okay, you have to. People come here because they trust us. Okay, no other reason. Like what I'm telling you is the truth, and they come here for that. Listen, certified organic. Certified organic is for big companies who lobbied for certified. Why? But there's a lot of guys here. They don't want to play that certified game.
Right.
You know what I
Because
mean? They wanna go on
it's a lot of
trucks.
politics to spend the time.
This little lady's growing organic. She doesn't need to be certified.
She doesn't need that label.
No,
you
she
know when you go there
Right.
that it's the real deal.
There's a farmed milk. They're organic, but they don't want to. We know it. They know it. You know, the place is like spotless. There's not even a fly out there. You know, it's like Disneyland, and it's their cows. Small companies. That's the other thing about milk is that I don't care if the milk's organic or not. If it's 6 months, I mean, if it's a 6-week milk, you shouldn't be drinking it. You really shouldn't. And how many? You don't know where the cows are. You know, you want to buy from a company that it's all their cows. They know what they're feeding it. They know if there's a sick cow, they take it off the line. A lot of the big companies, the organic ones, they pasteurize the milk, kill it, and bring it back with powdered milk. But where's the powder come from? We don't know. Of course. They don't have to tell you. Because, anyway, it's a Washington lobby thing, right?
This part over here, this is where any sort of new products, people can see what's coming in, correct?
Yeah, well, the reservations, you can, like somebody needs to get Saturday on the 11th, and she needs an apricot tart.
I
So
see.
we write it down
This is for
there.
customers.
This is to remind us that we need. We put up there the quotes that we hear the most of the week. You know what I mean? Like as the
Yeah, the
going-
first day I walked
Hey,
in,
how's it going?
he's the
Nothing.
I didn't even have to tell him anything. He's going. He's amazing.
You have not met Lloyd?
Oh, I met him, but I'm new here. I've only been here for a couple months.
But I just did an interview for a Netflix movie for next year.
Nice.
Yeah.
How did it go?
It went real good. It went real good. Those 6 years I was off when I was trying to write a musical, I actually wrote 2 and I got 1 workshop. But you know, you got to devote like 10 years of your life, and I could only I devoted 6 and gave up. I did. I gave up. I just couldn't. Or Justin, who put me back on the side of the road, maybe he saved me. But
Yeah, that one looks good.
yeah.
Lloyd?
Yes.
Am I interrupting?
No, go ahead.
Put the mic. No, you can keep the mask, man.
Whatever you want to do.
Lloyd, please pick me fantastic melon
Okay.
and tell me about this pineapple.
That's the pink pineapple. Yeah.
Oh, I've had it before. It's really good.
Listen, and I'm not denying it, and they're not denying it. It's genetically modified. It's a tomato. It's got some tomato properties in it. I think, you know, there's a lot of information about GMO out there. I think there's good GMO and bad GMO. They did a good GMO to save the papayas in Hawaii, and everybody loves a Hawaiian pineapple. You have to do GMO to save the citrus crop in Florida. A GMO that lets a plant take more insecticides, that's not a good GMO.
Right.
But a GMO to give you a pineapple that's got some tomato properties, which are very good for you, I approve of. Okay? So,
My dear,
yes.
please.
Yes, I'm going to pick you one. Okay, hang on a second.
No, go. This is perfect.
Coming into the-
You know what I like? A honeydew you
He
want.
actually picks it, and you know you're getting ripe, as opposed to just going in someplace else and guessing.
And how long have you been coming here?
Oh, we've been here 6 years, so as often as possible.
That's amazing. Do you live in Westport?
Weston.
Weston, yeah.
Nearby. There's been a couple times I've been here where people told me they came all the way from New York.
As I say, you get the fruit.
Yeah. Watch the master at work, Roger.
I like a honeydew. You hear this?
Yeah.
It's sticky. When you hear that noise, you know, and see the yellow? That's the sugar coming out. And then there's and then they've got, you know, that. But when it's,
You like that, okay.
smell this. Oh my God. Smell it? 15.4 on the brick scale. On this.
Okay.
So what are you looking for in a pineapple?
A little give on the outside, not too much, because if it's too much and it's gone too far, you don't want it hard as a rock. You just want a little give, and that's what this one's got. And you want good color, some gold. Look at the gold.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. This guy's got watermelons coming, so I'm waiting. They're loading them now. Anyway, was I getting ready to tell you?
The pineapple color.
Oh, there was a pineapple that was being grown in Costa Rica. My brother was with Chiquita at the time, and he said they got a pineapple coming out of Costa Rica that's green, dark green, and it was back when jets were popular. It was the jet pineapple that was flown in from Hawaii. And so we bought a skid, we stacked it in the middle of the farm stand, and we had a contest who could sell the most pineapples, me and the other kids. So the same way I sell honeydews. Do you eat honeydews? And you go, yes or no. If you don't eat honeydews, I'm not going to talk to you about it, because somebody, you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Like,
You gotta.
they're like, no, honeydew. But if you say yes, I go, I got the best honeydew. Or we'd cut the pineapples, they go, I only eat jets. And we'd give them a bite, and they would say, give me two. And that's how we sold them. But the pineapple never took off because it was green. But it was a great pineapple. Anyway, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Either you're ahead of the game or behind the game, or you're right on target. But no, I've been buying two watermelons a day because
You're in the watermelon drought.
well, it's just like right now we're in, this inflationary thing that's going on, and shipping is pretty much what's causing the price increases. That's what's going on as far as food goes. If you got something that's heavy, you got a heavy object that's got to go a long way and takes up a lot of room on a truck.
Yeah.
If my brother's selling watermelons, he'll sell more of them to somebody close by than somebody further away, because the guy that's closer gets the better price.
Yeah.
But that's how they're playing it. And the people, these companies, they're not working on dollars. They're not working on dollars. They're working on 50 cents, 75 cents, 35 cents a piece, okay? If this guy ends up with what? Somebody goes into the field, somebody
I totally get it.
Somebody plants it, it gets irrigated or it gets rained on, and then somebody's got to go and pick it and put it in a truck, and it's got to get packed in a box. It probably got to get washed.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and that's why I say it's amazing if any of this stuff gets into your house.
I agree. And that's why I said earlier it's all about quality over quantity, because the same thing goes with our company. To do what we do in New York City, to spend all the time to donate the furniture, it's not for everyone. We're okay with that. If you don't want to spend that kind of money and you want to hire someone out of a van, we totally get it.
Yeah.
But the people that do appreciate giving back their furniture to the community, that's what we're here for.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
So do you want to tell everyone about your book that you wrote?
Listen, well, some people have read it and some people haven't. It's a good beach read. It was called Being Martha. And when Martha got indicted...
Shout out to Martha Stewart.
Yeah. I knew her. My first girlfriend was working for her, and I was living around the corner from Martha. I was on Maple and she was on Turkey Hill, and I hung out with her.
In Fairfield or Westport?
Right here in Westport,
Okay.
right down the street over there. And so I knew the players. She got indicted, and I was sitting on the Texas border, and I was going like, I'm going to do a book on Martha. I like to write. It was my major. I like to write. I was going nowhere with writing music.
You went to St. Edwards in Austin, Texas.
Yeah, out on the hill. But at any rate, everybody said, you're not going to do it. I said, I am. So I wrote a couple of chapters. I showed them to Martha. She's like, okay, she green-lighted it. And, she was indicted. I mean, that was the whole thing. She's going to be indicted. She was going to be convicted. She was going to be thrown in jail. And she was going to come back out stronger than ever. Which she did. And I got to write about it. I got to go down to prison and hang out with her. The only person that was higher up than Martha at the prison was the warden.
That's insane.
No, it was insane. But I know her. I don't see her that often. My kids see her more often than I do.
You said you had no clue how the book was going to sell, and now to date you've sold tens of thousands of copies, right?
Yeah. It went in 4 languages, and Netflix is doing a
And now Netflix picked him up to do a documentary on
Well,
Martha.
they didn't pick me up. They just asked me to take part in it, and they're
Well, I think it's just cool, the full circle.
yeah, and they're gonna do a good. Listen, there's a lot of stories. Martha was a pioneer. She's the reason that you can use the word lean in. She's the reason that people can work out of their homes. When she was working out of their homes, it was practically illegal.
Right.
Okay, she was a pioneer. I mean, she was selling good things and still is. And like David Bowie, she was able to reinvent herself over and over and over again, which is impressive. And that's what it's all about. Every time there's a problem, she would come up with a new invention to move forward. Every time she was out, she figured out how to get back in. Seamus, how's it going, man? Hey, thanks for the ride over there to the airport. Miami, I'm telling you, we went to.
Oh, you guys went to Miami?
We went to Miami to rest and work. What a city!
Yeah, I love Miami.
What an international city. I used to, when I was designing clothes, I would go down there. We had a factory in Miami Lakes, which is right next to it. And I hadn't been down there in years. How international. It's not just South America. The whole world is there.
Yeah.
And it is hustling and
It's become the new New York, in my mind.
I don't disagree with you at all.
I know, it's crazy how fast it changed because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Everyone left. And
They're there every night, Saturday night.
Yep.
In Miami.
Yep.
There's an Uber 60 seconds away at all times.
Yeah, I've spent a lot of time in Miami. It's insane
I'm
how
going back.
fast. Yeah, I know. It's
I'm
the
going
best
back.
place.
And
right
the
now.
restaurant scene, the food.
Where did you go?
I went to LPM.
Okay.
Okay, I went to a place called Stubborn Seed.
I've never heard of it.
We had it was John's birthday, and we had the tasting menu of the most outrageous stuff. We went to a place called Uchi, which was a sushi bar.
Cool.
Big though, but there was so much vitality and happiness. Listen, I'm not saying there's no unhappiness down there, but the vibe was so beautiful.
I love it
and I
because
don't
everyone
care.
that goes to Miami right now is feeling this.
No, and I don't care if you're the guy taking the dishes off the table or all the vibe. Everybody was happy. Mentoring, whether you're mentoring somebody or being mentored, I try to listen. The girls have it more than the boys as far as humility. It's just built into them, and I've worked for myself my whole life. At 7 years old, my father, there were 7 of us, and at 7 years old, I don't know how many of us were already born, my father said to us, "You guys want money? Go make it."
Literally, I just had this discussion with my dad last night, the exact same thing.
And listen, and I'm guilty of it too. What we've done to our kids, what we've done to this generation of kids, worrying about him, and and babying them. It's like my father was an ex-Marine. But he taught me humility, and he taught me how to make money. Okay, and we figured out how to make money at 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. I did the same thing with my son. He was making money by the time he was 10.
Wow.
Okay, he was on the streets of Westport before he could legally work. And he was upset that he couldn't fill out an application.
Wow.
He literally put himself at a store and worked for free for a year until they finally hired him.
Wow.
Okay, and I think, and the other thing, a couple of things, and I'm going all over the place, but
Go all over the
if
place.
you can find somebody, or if you're interested in something, be humble and find a mentor that can show you what they know. I used to hang out with a guy from that founded the Roundabout Theater. He founded this theater in a grocery store, an old grocery store, and and now it's the American Airlines Theater.
Yeah.
He asked me, "Why do you know so much about so many things?" And I said to him, "Because I'm humble. I hang out with guys like you that know more than me, and I try to learn what you have to offer me." And I try to do that to the kids here that come to work for me. And I tell all the kids nowadays that don't think you're going to do just one thing in this world. You better be able to do 1, 2, 3, or 4 things, because
You never know what's going to happen.
You never know what's going to happen. You never know. It is a journey. You're never going to stop the journey. You're never going to be safe and secure in one place all the time. Okay? I've had the bottom fall out of me plenty of times. And the challenge was to get up, brush it off, and get going again.
Get knocked down 10 times, get up 11.
Yeah, and failure is the greatest teacher. Failure is the greatest teacher.
And I think this is, no lie, this has been a reoccurring theme the entire podcast. People are probably listening to you right now thinking we're crazy. You're saying find a mentor, find someone who will teach you for basically free. It doesn't necessarily have to equate to money in your pocket, but that knowledge, that experience that you will get from someone who's been doing it for 30, 40 years is going to pay such huge dividends in your future. And don't be afraid to just go out on a limb and say, hey, Lloyd, I know nothing about fruits and vegetables, but I want to learn. Are you willing to teach me?
Yeah. And don't be afraid to not know something. That's the biggest thing I have to do is to teach kids is like, okay, somebody just told you to do something. If you don't know how to do it, don't be afraid to say, I haven't done this before. Can you tell me how to do it? Don't pretend that you know. That's the and I have worked with kids my whole life. I've had people work for me my whole life. In every place I've gone, I really care for the kids that work with me. I really...
Because you're investing in our future.
I've got kids that have come to me and started working for me in high school, and then they go off to college, and then they come back, and they think they're going to get the big boy job immediately. It's never going to happen that way. And I mean, okay, 9 out of 10 times it's not going to happen that way. 1 out of 10, yeah, you're going to get to go exactly where you want to go, but that doesn't mean you're going to stay there. But be prepared to come out and get your hands dirty. Be prepared to just come out and learn something different. Make some money while you're doing it, and learn from listen. I hire a lot of people. I fire a few. I let a few go. And this is what I say, and I say to the kids that come here, some of them, the best ones are that say, I've never worked before. I go, that is great.
Yep, I think the same thing.
I love it when you have never worked, because I want to teach you my work ethic. And I always say, be the job, don't do the job. Become the broom. Mm-hmm. Become the mop. Become the apple. Become the carton. Become what you're doing, and it's art. The broom is art. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
And become it. Don't do it. If you become it and be it, and be in that moment of doing what you're doing, not trying to finish what you're doing. Don't try to finish what you're doing. Just do what you're supposed to do, and it will finish itself. And you'll go to the next job, and you will do it. You will be it. I don't know. It's just...
Yeah, and I think what you're talking about is very relatable to my business, because no one woke up thinking to themselves, I want to be in the furniture removal business, or the junk business, or the donation center business, right? So what I'm teaching people has nothing to do with the specifics with the business, but what it means to be compassionate, what it means to be a good listener and learner, and how can you apply this to everyday life?
It's true. And listen, and that's a challenge for me. Being the oldest of 7, I was always figuring out the problems really quick, that I have to stop myself and slow down and be curious and listen. That's one of my biggest problems. We're all imperfect human beings, and those are one of my flaws. Is to, if you're talking to me, I should wait and not interrupt you. I do it all the time. I'm a big interrupter. So if somebody comes to me with a problem,
I want to give them a solution.
Well, I want to fix it for them, but maybe they just want to talk it through, and I need to listen to them talk it through, and not try to fix it. Is one of my biggest problems is trying to fix things. But at the same time, I get 10 problems here a day, and I like to fix them immediately. But that's not the same as a life problem. That I need to listen to you, and be curious, and maybe you're going to figure it out and tell me what you figured out, and I don't need to figure it out for you.
And I think what I'm thinking about is this curiosity never ended in your life, right? It's constantly going, and I feel like that's what makes you such a unique individual. Is a lot of times I talk to people and they're like, I can't wait to retire, or I can't wait to leave this job, and it's like you love your job so much that every day is like a journey.
Listen, I don't know if I could really retire. I don't think, would you?
Never.
Listen, the guys that retire, they usually say that's their biggest mistake.
Yep.
Is that, and or they'll say, how many times can you take a bike ride? Would I like, listen, do I like to take off every now and then? Do I like to stay at home one day and just, I like to putter around.
I also,
even here, I like to just sort of be like a bee and just go where I want to go and do a little bit here and do a little bit there. That's relaxing to me. That's retired to me. I like to go to Miami for a week. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And then come back, get recharged and learn from another location. I like to go on vacation. I don't need to go that many times, and there are places in the world I'd like to see. But if I don't see them, it's okay. But I'll get to I'll see my backyard this week. I didn't mow we haven't mown our grass yet. We let it go.
The whole season?
We let it go till Labor Day, Memorial Day, and then it gets mowed. And It's about this high right now.
I know. I can imagine.
It's like a meadow.
Yeah.
I wish I could leave it that way, but we got.
Your neighbors are going to start complaining.
The neighbors don't care, but you can't walk out there for fear of a tick and getting Lyme.
Yeah.
That's what it's.
Good morning, fellas.
Good morning.
Morning.
How you doing?
Good, and
Doing
you?
I'm well, thank you.
Awesome.
Blessed. Have a blessed weekend.
You too.
You too.
Shout out to Two Roads.
Yeah. But I don't know.
So
I go home at night. I like to cook. I don't use recipes. I usually take up something that's beat up here, or I'll do that lettuce and like last night. I got dinner done in 20 minutes. It was some salmon, a yellow squash, and some flat beans. I like my biggest challenge in the kitchen is making it all hit the plate coming out at the same time. I got the salmon there. It's going to take 25 minutes. How do I time all these other side things to all go boom and everybody on the table?
Yep.
I had dinner. I hope people are doing that. Listen, when I was growing up, we had dinner together every night, and there was 7 of us, and usually there was a lot of funny business going on at the table, and my mother would be going, "Oh, Sean this," or "Oh, Lloyd that." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause it would be, but I like to sit down at the dinner and catch up with everybody at the end of the day.
No cell phones, no TV.
No. Just, see what everybody did, how everybody's feeling, what are the complications of the day, what are the complications going forward, and, and just sort of reminisce. Yeah.
That's awesome. I think that concludes episode 12 of the Lug Life Podcast. We're going to go in right now and we're going to go shop.
Okay.
And we're going to
find out what's good.
Yeah, and we're going to hear from Lloyd which one we should pick and why from what's going to be Marley's berries for the weekend. So thank you so much, Lloyd. We appreciate you. Shout out to Double L Market, located on the Post Road in Westport, Connecticut. And make sure you like, subscribe, and let us know who you want to have on as a guest in the near future. Thank you guys very much.
Alrighty.
That was amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
No, man, appreciate you. I love what you're doing.
All right, Lug Life family, we're about to go shopping at Double L Market. This is a 2-for-1 special for me because I come here every Friday.
I got
So
ones up for you.
we got the podcast in, and now I'm gonna show you all the stuff that I typically get for Marley and Danielle.
It's better than the stereo. We listen to the radio. It's better than the stereo. I listen to the radio. It's better than the stereo. We listen to
We made this last week. This was insane.
your stereo.
In 86, 87, I'm on the side of the road. A car pulls in. It's a Volvo station wagon. The windows are dark and the window goes down. Somebody looks up and it's Paul Newman and he goes, "I can't find a good honeydew anywhere." And I was like, I had a Sycamore honeydew at the time. This is this one from Texas and that one's from Turlock, California. So I had him. So I said, "Come on in." So he comes in. And I had a pile just like this, huge. And I slice one open. He takes it and he falls on the floor in front of everybody, like a movie star fall. And everybody was like, "Can I have the other half?" And anyway, we became friends over honeydews. And he always got his honeydews in his corn, and we stayed friends right until, he passed on. It was incredible. Even when I wasn't in the game, I'd get a case of honeydews and send it to him just for fun whenever the good ones were there. Sent him some honeydews in the hospital. He said to Joanne, this honeydew so good, is it from God? And he goes, "No, it's from Lloyd."
Westport. We are doing a cryotherapy today, so he's getting a nice breeze in.
Currently negative 206 degrees.
Oh yeah.
Roger, you're screwed.
Fucking hate the cold.
It's not bad.
We talk to you the whole time, keep you distracted. It's easy.
And they do everything here. They do IV drips, they do oxygen therapy, compression therapy.
Compression therapy,
Red light therapy.
We got some facials with our esthetician.
The best.
Cryo's going to kind of help release endorphins in the body, and that's going to overall enhance your mood and energy levels. It's going to help with reducing swelling, improving pains and aches. It's also going to help give you a metabolic boost. You're going to boost your natural collagen production, and you're burning about anywhere from 500 to 800 calories while you're in there. Woo. All right, let's see how cold you got. You got down to 52.9 degrees from like 87, so that's a really good drop. Right.
But it comes through.